account with the Bali people. The Bali people, them, they be doing it. They are only fine because being a succession dispute among them. They will fight who will be the next king. After the king of Bali be died when Gahobe. Gahobe was the founder of the inside Bali. When Gahobe be died, he began picking them, many picking them more than 7. They begin to start fight who will become the next king for inside Bali. It bring a problem. So look and say, okay, that's how we share blood, more divide. Make any man go his own side. They do it now. The man go for his own side. Now they can get the 7 Bali. The 7 Bali in the Bali now one people. When a Bali waiting by all now one people, they come from their forefather called Gahobe. It was a succession dispute. So if you want to follow about history, you want to talk about history, we know the history in a little way. Now you realize when you follow the history of inside Northwest as a whole, you go realize play the to another, not their land. They only occupied those land by power. They believe in power. They occupy that land. I don't finish for us. I don't want to digress. I want to understand. Please share button. Then you know very well. Say even some of you are there to don't know my histories. I know my history, and I will tell you my history from my village to come out. From there, what will happen? They can get so many Balis. You come for the people that for Petit, for Douala, that see the same thing. They will migrate because of succession dispute. So, if you want to talk about, say, this land, it is not my land, this land is my land, we may know very well, say, if you want to follow the trace of the history of this land, of this country, even you and them from so, you will come up for that land. All the people, most of all people in this land, all they will come out to fit because they don't know their land. My dear brothers and sisters, more will not be deceived by the Western culture, by some idiots therefore they have to contradict the history. I come to them for tell you the raw history on ground. I'll tell you lie by lie. I don't call a date and time there. Verify what I just said not true. We know the story because we want to study. We don't write exam the pass because we want to write and no. We study hard. That's why if you ask me to that, go school you. Now school at the school you, so I know whole book. And then that was some place. Someone don't tell me. Because I see where I study them, I read them, and I write them for exam. And I pass them. So I tell you the true history. Press your share button, you understand. From there, he come for the economical reason. When some of the tribes for the Northwest, they be need a better life. They be like agriculture. So when they be like hunting. So when they like fishing. Number 2, you see, and some people they run to them for high hidden. They go for high hidden. They be use those hidden as a defense issue where go the hell of the way they will see their enemies. The one that became the red cattle, they begin to look for play. They will say no, you don't go to step on, you don't go to cause problem. Now you come for the economical reason them. They will need a good life. So majority population of the Northwest migrated to the Southwest region because of the fertile land. Yes, because of the infighting. Wait there for that side. Some people will be very, very peaceful and welcoming. It was difficult for you for Balinyonga and Balingabo. For Balinyonga go war for Ngalingabo to go kill you. Because they've been total enemies. It's not that they don't reconcile. They were enemy. You know if you come out from incapable, you know if you come out, can't go work for so. They will kill them because they've been a total enemy. So they look at the only safer zone for them to migrate is from the Southwest to go and better some of their life, some of the enemy groups. They migrated because of it. The Southwest people, they were very peaceful and welcoming. It's the truth and the reality. Verify for which I tell you my raw history. I'm not being tribalistic, but I want to tell you history, how it is. No, I write down, we study them. No, I write and give we. I will go deeply for study them very well. We need to contradict. From there, you see I'm saying the plantation will be founded for Tico, that is the Demonte and CDC. Listen, CDC was created because of due to poor management. They go into partnership with Demonte. Because Demonte provide the capital for raise of that company then. Now look and say, okay, no, for we forget a better life. We get industry for Southwest will be established already. They leave from that area, come to Southwest, who can work for that plantation so that they be paid and they get a good living standard. So when they come up, we can do agriculture because the land was very fertile for around Boya Mountain area. Remember, the people of backward people and the people of Litora, Douala, they are brothers. They come from the Bow Mountain. Due to the massive population of migration and so on, they decided to leave the backward people to move to the Petit area, the Litora, for go build up that area. That is why if you look the Southwest man in culture, you go find similarity with the Littoral man in culture. So if you want give Cameroon as a federal system, you know if you ever take Southwest and Northwest, you go bring that chaos. But if you take Southwest man and the West and the Littoral, Douala people, you put them to one place, they get to culture. We get a language for hymnary, for inside Presbyterian church, where they call them, say, a Douala language, where they sing about Douala country talk. When a Balondo man talk, Douala man talk, now brothers. You hear the languages because of it, they get one culture, one similarity. So you see and say automatically, if you look the Douala man and the Southwest man, they get the same way of reasoning. Similarity, they plenty for them. They don't get time. They look the Bamenda man and the Bamileke man, na total, but they think the same culture. So if you want to join Bamenda, then we look and say most of the migration from Norway, they plenty of Bafusam. Bafusam being made up of the population between Northwest and the Bamileke people. You say Bamileke man, not be Francophone man, na Northwest man. If you want to follow a culture, now because of fighting, hatred, or divide, now pressure button. From there, they migrate to the Southwest region due to the fertile land and the hospitality of the Southwest people. They start stay for them, they contribute, they make them. Some of them, they migrated to area then for Douala, so that they can see, play the feed catch fish, do hunting, and so on and so forth. Those are one of the situations that will be made the population will overbe massively. If you look at the population of Southwest, no migrate to Northwest. It had, especially a job or school. But in terms of any agriculture, you know, they because Southwest be very fertile. We don't mean Northwest not be fertile. We don't mean like that. But if you come to it, you get good massive land, you get plain land more than Northwest. We don't overget hill. Then when the CDC be developed plenty for South because of it due to the topography. It be favor the plantation agriculture. They Europe and they be look the Northwest. They be look the Southwest. They look and say Southwest get good topography. If you see any man go tell me for say I'm stupid about me, I'm gonna want the truth. But I know what you as a Northwest guy when you watch me and they speak the truth for you, the reality and the fact. There is no similarity. There is nothing in common. The only thing where Southwest man get on Northwest man a language pidgin, English, and if you are pidgin, not different. If it's Southwest man talk, if I talk pidgin, that's Northwest man talk, you see that two different pidgin. What pidgin for Southwest strong, pass the one for Northwest. What pidgin did people talk and so. Sometimes you go talk some pidgins for Southwest, Northwest man you don't understand what you talk, but you talk na pidgin. So our pidgin they be totally different. So the only similarity we'll get them together na English language. That is the only thing. So press our share button. We don't ever like this story, but we will talk the story because of it. We will protect a future bloodshed. That is the true history. So the population movement be over there inside the Southwest. Most of the reason the people then for Wiri and Petit actually be moved to the other area because of fishing and so on. Now the people of Ndian, they come out from Congo Democratic. From Congo, they pass through Nigeria, come out for Cross River State, Calabar. Cross River State, Calabar, they can't box for Wataka and Dongere. We are the heart of Balondo man. They can't form Southwest. They can't form Dian as a whole. We come out from Congo Democratic, pass through Calabar, enter through Dongere. We can settle for that area. That is why if you want to follow Balondo man culture and German culture, you go find a plenty for Cross River State for Calabar. They get one and the same to do Nyangbe. They get one culture, one and the same culture. You follow the same thing for Manuman, you go find them two the same for Nigeria. So if you look of the whole history, you go understand that is why the Germans, I mean the British, they be doing it. They decided for administer British South in Cameroon as integral part of Nigeria due to some of this region. Because they find our culture, they say no, they're together. But the Nigeria, they be do it. They be dominate we. The Igbo clan, they be dominate we. I like to talk about that, they talk again. It talks away. It talks away. We are on Ambazonia, the one to compare different history for different country. When I talk about Sudan, for Sudan, North and South Sudan, they be fight their war of liberation of independence. What it happen? No man be there abroad, they be there on ground. When I want to talk of Nigeria, Biafra, Ojuku be there on ground with his army, with his gun. If you're not army versus army, no, don't make up for here. So I get two different history. What are we talking about? South Africa apartheid, now two different things with you now. Today I do war crime, they do kind of just mean they go attack innocent people them because they speak the truth. If you say for Nigeria, they never get people there against Biafra. They be there. If you say for inside South Africa, you never get people that be there against apartheid. If you say for inside that Sudan, they never get people that be there against that independence. They be kill any man. No, they believe any man with own opinion. They fight their fight. But today, when a terrorism, if someone doesn't know like Ambazonia, he be on a worst enemy and kill him. Then how do you want to achieve those independence by killing people? You cannot kill me to make me to join you. Convince me to join you, because if you force me for join you, you force me are doomed. If I join you and not be willing, what I go do? I go fight always for bring you down. So you realize after all doing a thing them, now stupidity, the most dullest revolution we don't ever exist for this planet Earth, now Ambazonian terrorism. The most dullest. Chop dog, you chop dog, snake chop snake. Pussy chop pussy. And that one no west southwest. Now be fragmented for all styles. So Joba Akuru, I want to ask you where you tell me say you be doctor, you be intellectual. Mr. Jomba Akuru, you terrorist. You tell me which place where the history be talk what you talk about. Or if you know so you go blame the book. I don't get me doctor, like you. But I will tell you say if you be man picking enough, come on challenge for any debate, or not for diaspora, una call me more time a debate, public debate for the history of this country. Life, we go fit. Una fight, I'll do me one, no get problem. I go ask you question, you ask me question. More see who be who. Stop deceiving the younger generation. Stop deceiving the poorly educated them for go carry arms, for go die over nothing. Because there's no independence. Even Kabbalah say, wait, there is no magic anywhere to have the independence. It's the truth. No be now, look at the Amber boy. You don't care how many people there. You don't kill that man yesterday, so if you independent, no. You realize that after all the killings upon killings that you're killing people, there's nothing like independent. You are wasting life over nothing. Because wait, you want to make your small 10 franc. All those things, they no matter. I like Una. I know I hate now una action. They were telling someone una drop una weapons. Take the armness to the head of state, don't give them for una benefit from it. Don't be stupid enough. Now, account for slave trade. By I think on the 17th century to 19, all that way slave trade be start. If today I watch some person tell me say, na white man be the same, he buy black man. No. Let us speak the history. How the slave trade come about? And why did the British decide for abolish slave trade? I will tell you the reason. British man they be like we African or we Cameroonian for abolish slave trade. Now fat lie. It be done because of personal interest. Now, when the black they be do it, this domination, this intertribal war them, they be the fight. The Europeans look at okay, now find it for them, they propose for them. So okay, you go sell we slave for go develop our areas. Why? We go give una gift and money them. They accept. Now black man because he say he friend black man for white man. And most of these things they make so many empires become so wealthy and strong. And no man want to leave that power in those days. That's why they do slave trade. When the tribe look and say a strong person, he go dominate you, he take all and go sell as a slave. We lost most of our brothers them. We lost families them. If you thief for community, they look and say no, it is more profitable than say because Africa begins some culture where if you do some kind of crime, they'll kill you. So they look and say no, after all, it make no use for them. But when they accept this slave trade for the sell black for white man, then it will be more profitable. It will make more income. So they look your muscles. That's why they can buy you how you big. Now when they begin all this sickness and the HIV, all the kind of sickness them. Now white people they bring up for the country because wait, they take some of our ladies as their concubines. They have sexual intercourse with them, spread diseases them. They bring up for we Africans because they want to destroy we. Don't be deceived by the Western dirty culture. Now we develop Europe. Now we develop America and Britain and the rest. We develop it with the blacks. They be take up upon them, the slave trade, take and cross ocean, Atlantic Ocean to the New World. That is the history. Any man be mark his slave. Slave be get mark. Maybe someone got warm iron for fire. He can't be a force because they put the iron for your skull. Burn you like the hell and I don't get time. No treatment. If you rotten, you die, you die. And the process of taking those blacks to white to Europe, most of them lost their life because they took we inside Kenya like soya. How they put makiro for inside carton. While life maybe matters. For carry go at the post one they die, they throw for road. You no get a time. Animal chop them. Throw for water. You no care. You want to the took you now finish with you. They were so wicked. Now, when as times go on, the British they can found out the Industrial Revolution. Okay, they can't what to be Industrial Revolution. Now a process where work will be done by hand, will be transferred to machine. So they will bring out so many machine them. When they feel the machine, they cut grass, all the kind of thing them. Okay, look and say, okay, it be so expensive, it be expensive for take Africans, bring them for Europe, for can work as slave. Now the rest say, okay, work with machine with the duam for 2 hours. Even 100 normal labor, no fit do am. So they no longer get the sense of industrial revolution. They look and say, okay, it be very profitable for them for abolish slave trade. Now, due to that industrial revolution, it bring massive production of industries. They be need raw materials. Now, African, they be need for use African as a raw materials for their industry, mostly Cameroon. For take our timber, cocoyam, gold, everything, for take them back to Europe, for do it to produce them and better their place. All the resources Europe is nothing without Africa. We make them who they are today. Because of our stupidity to kill ourselves. They introduce all this killing because they realize already the massive population in Africa is growing. So tomorrow we will stand against them. And if we do that, that's the end of Europe. That's the end of them. So we are slaves. Even till today, we are still slaves. Don't be deceived. You African clean Africans. What is wrong? Now what is there for our hate? They can't be slave trade. So British look and say, okay, see, when we abolish slave trade, this is the benefit. This is the benefit. This is the benefit. Okay, now they say, okay, it is very important to leave African inside African than to move African from African to Western world across the Atlantic Ocean. It is needless because now they will need African to work as laborers in those plantations. So that it will be easily for transport those resources then back to their country for processing. So they will need we for work as a worker. That's why British bring the idea of operation of slave trade. And the second sign treaties them with some of the African leaders. That's why they be denied because it was for profitable. You know, one leave them. Okay, they can't introduce legitimate trade. So why they deny? It was not easy. British get so many challenges for abolition. From there, because of it, British then are one of the countries the way they be introduced by industrial revolution before other countries them. Some other countries, even Brazil, never don't be that time. Never don't get all those machines there. So it be really difficult for them. Now after some time before it spread small for other European countries there. That's the truth. So that's why to don't get black American, this America, if you come on for Africa by slave trade. People in this America where they are history to history today, this America will be black American citizens there, but they don't know how they come on. Now due to slave trade. Because after all they can abolish slave trade, they go for court, they do all things, they say, okay, any man was born freely, if he move freely, why get for take any man as slave? The abolition of they get resident for stay for them. They start to produce children, generation upon generation, the change generation to generation, our own generation to don't come. We're missing a production, a process. So you realize, wait, I want to ask you, now for when the British man be pay we, all the company be found in Southwest today, it was created by the Germans, not the British. By the second, through the Second World War, the European nation, they choose for Cameroon here. Because of it, the one use our resources, they beat them anywhere out of Cameroon. In Africa, by second world, they choose for Cameroon here. Same most I fight to kill ourselves for Africa here. When British and France they come together for fight Germany, they succeed for moving out of Cameroon. Idueti, they claim the resources, they divide the resources into two. They create a commission, a policy called condominium. Condominium fail. They go to partition. After the partition, so now what will happen? Any man can assimilate we take to their culture, we take to their heritage, we take to their civilization, our behavior, everything. They can't also talk say obi how. There's nothing like French and English. All those things are borrowed language. We borrow it. It is not our language. It is not our culture. Religion not come from Africa and from Europe. They be used na gun point. The point you say you believe, they shoot you by power before we accept them. But today, now we the higher religion people them who carry all God, but look the development for Africa. Who therefore last wave. Look Europe. Who they talk about God? They know where to say they get in time. You actually not going concern about it. They excel and they grow. But look, we African poverty they can't kill we. Even up now they go Europe. We know what we can do. We know what we go study. Take some better change. Come back to our country. Can grow our country. We bring the idea of war. So may you realize waiting. Everything today, with British Saudi, where they for Southwest today, like the seaport, like the seaport for Limbe. Now President Amadou Ajo Pobia, now that they create them. No man, now they create them. Now when they create seaport for Douala, now when they create them, what's the one tell we? Now when they create them, I call seaport, Sonara. Now when they create Sonara, now under who's my regime? Now under who regime they create Sonara? My dear people, the truth and the reality I say, nobody's talking about whatsoever. When one person wants to say divide and rule tactics, no, it's the truth and the reality. This truth not be buried. We must speak the truth. Listen, we must get this character to accept the reality. We know the one to accept the reality. We see A, Okola say B. So how long you go convince if you black people they hide them, may they not see the truth. When you know very certain that the truth. Listen, if you bury the truth, tomorrow that truth will come out. And when it will come out, you cause na chaos. Na chaos. What people we are doing, we are protecting the bloodshed in the future. We are preventing it not to happen. Because we not speak the truth, not accept the truth, na chaos. It's the truth and the reality. And the fact. All these things, Northwest, Southwest, French, this, in every day. Now the white people, their idea, they bring up for divide we African. White man, maybe dull. Even not say the only way, if you take Africa, no, I don't want to come for Brussels conference. After the Berlin West African conference in 1914. Sorry, yes, from the Berlin conference, when they hold the Berlin conference, European be talk say wait, any European country will occupy African territory may notify the others. May not get war. After that, the Berlin conference failed. They can't open the Brussels conference. They be accept say wait, may not ever say no sophisticated weapon for Africans. Why they be talk so? Because also when they say we AK-47, we go rise up against European powers, we go defeat them out of Africans. They deny more no say we AK-47 there. May they go in at the Gumtagon, the backbone. Now they be give for we. They be sign agreement. So be no European country. No ever say African sophisticated weapon them. In those days. Why they be do them? All these things away today, or they go, no, West man will go see Bamleke man say, na enemy, you go shoot them. You see French man say, na enemy, you go shoot them. So West man the same thing. Man, I tell you something. All we na one. All African, na one. African, maybe need to say, you need some resident people go to other country. Me, I ask you something, me, I give you some small philosophy today, no. For come out for Europe, for America, come for Cameroon, na nonsense. You know what? They will come out for the country, go America. Before they want to give you visa, their embassy there for Cameroon here. Before they want to give you visa, they go ask you kind of restriction. Before them, for come for Cameroon here. Now ABC, why is it difficult from Africans to leave Africa to Europe? But it's very easier for Europe to leave Europe to Africans, to Africa. Why? Now the mafia that. They'll tell me, what kind of they will give visa? You go to fight them, they will give visa. Why the government will give visa? Why? Before they will come for we for you to do them. We are not fools. Africa need the time. We as a Cameroon, we need for wise. We need for smart. For tell we say all this is nonsense. They be deny for sell we weapon. They be deny so that they go ever they suppress we. They can't divide Africa, divide our mentality them, put we for slave trade. Even till today, we are there for you to suffer of slavery and slave trade, never be independent. So if I see you, where you go there, will say United Nations, therefore can't solve the problem for Cameroon, you are still a slave. You see, they honor the slave mentality. If I see you on ground zero, like a journalist, like an intellectual, you say Americans should come and look into the problem, you are still a slave. How many American countries don't ever call now for their own problem later for Europe? They don't look like, when I think they kind of idea. When I go to call them, they come for their own for cancer poverty. They don't put themselves up the poverty. We see they under the slave trade mentality. Therefore, we see this slave mentally. We hate so. We see them as slaves. Slaves things here. Slave trade. We Africans. You go talk to me person come out for Europe. Can't solve your problem for Cameroon. He understand what is happening for Cameroon. He know what. He don't solve his own problem. He don't solve his own problem. Africa they ever been a last for all things. I even watch some guy be tell me, he put and say, Russia want liberate Africa. Russia no get no benefit for Africa. My man, I look at I ask myself, say, this guy come for me that he know what you talk. He know what you talk. If I want to go for the history, for nationalism come after the Second World War. It create the mind of African to fight for independence. When the African educated elite like Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, Nazim Azikiwe, Peter Abraham, and the likes, those African elites, when we go study abroad, they got political parties them in order to wake the minds of African to fight for their independence. When to be happen, American and Russia, they mount pressure on all the European countries. They get colony inside Africa because one, Russia get colony inside Africa. Not true. America get inside Africa. Not true. But wait, they be need for sell their raw materials for inside Africa. So they needed Africa to act as a source of market for sell their European product. That is why they be mount independent. They be mount other European countries them to give independence in Africa, not because they be love Africa. Now because they want use we as a source. As their market for say they are gone them. Russia again are waiting a gun. They say we gone more way to gun. Why they get for say we gone more way to gun? Why Russia get for say we gone? Why America get for say we gone? We Africans now for say waiting more kill ourselves now. You feel the dull. The only way when if we bring out down the population in Africa are through war. If you look and very well, nearly all African countries inside war. Then I go see Africa, so the one go solve, the one go help Russia for fight. My brother, me Russia and Ukraine fight for net 10,000, they kill all themselves. Me no man, me, I prefer if I get prayer for pray, me fight for net 2,000, I go pray. Me they fight from now to next 2,000 years. Me no one, me no stop. That is what they wish for us Africa. May go for them. May they kill themselves well. Total they go come out. I tell you, are you normal? Why man? They take something for enjoy. You can't give something for free. We not take something for you. Na lie. Okay, if Russia can't give you, you want to fight say may move all European power for una hand. Russia get waiting for give for Cameroon. Now God no. If you say we na weapons. Okay, through that weapon, we take one money. They will say one weapon how much? America they say one weapon for Ukraine how much? How many $1 million? For inside 1 year when they make for that war. A lot of money. So you look and say, what mentality, what idea overload. We need to grow up. So everything, they hold this thing. When you see for Northwest, you carry gun. Say you fight for your land. You fight for independence. What will be your land? For say your land day. For say your land day. You know your land. You from Banso, Nso, know that your land that way they. That's Somali land. You from Ka. All that side they own a day, that land, they no on a land, people they land them all. You not take them. You not land them. You follow history, you know. So what are you fighting for? My dear brothers and sisters, the populations inside with the Anglophone community we will suffer. We will losses if we not realize the things so where they go on a mafia. Today for diaspora, if we don't know what is happening now for diaspora, I don't understand. All them, they're going to delete all their Facebook page, delete all their videos them because they waiting. Consequence day for their action. They don't go prison now. Capo Daniel don't see those are chew it on. But if people know so no matter all that way, talk so go prison in. Now them you talk inquire you bacho today say me you bacho Capo Daniel be talk say any chief way pa me dey finish with. Capo Daniel you be call me dey finish school picking them. You know be advocate, me they do kind evil them. Anybody go for grandstand for 20 minutes, they go kill the kidnapping. But your own papa na mayor for your village. Former mayor, he be there for grandstand, I there for first man for frontier. Your papa. Why they become a working their own papa? Me they kidnap own papa kill him. And the boy they be doing, they kidnap people that they come out for 20 minutes for go match. They carry them, go they kiss or one them. You know be advocate them. You know you fool because they carry gun for their hand. You know be buy gun give them. You know come for front racing for gun. But today what it don't happen. They don't can see the reality, they don't make money, and the thing don't fail. The one waiting now, they shop now for turn now for fix their face. No. So when the EV claims say no, and they be there for day, and they be there for day. When I go prison all for Europe, I be telling I say time go reach. When I go all. So the table go turn around. Now in this today now. When I be those are there for America, America will protect me. You there for Europe. You incite violence for now my own country. The America they protect you now. If America fail forgive we go tell them say they go leave for our country too. Yes, they go leave for our country. They go. We don't want no embassy for the country. If they fail forgive we all now. Any German embassy, all the people there for Germany, they will give you all now. They don't give you now. Go tell them say may they leave for our country. They go. If you for China, China go give we for you, Capo Daniel. China not give we for you. Go tell China say may leave for our country. Be sovereign state. May go. Where they beg you? Oh, we not for any country where I don't destroy, picking their life for the pay. Gang them, I go year, I go lile. I go lile. Today I don't turn now. No. Oh, okay, now Capo Daniel, don't turn your back. I be feel say the EFAN will be supporting him for Bush. But remember me very well. I be telling say all that for Europe. Do not fit disarm no one picking up. They don't turn their back now all today. But I'm not going to say for forest now. How they be? What did they intend to do for disarm those guys? They don't confuse because those guys don't see the sweetness of kidnapping for ransom. They don't fit disarm them anymore because the boys don't craze. They don't see money now for inside bush. Kidnap my papa every day. You want to go for your blade, go to pay tax. You go, you fear. Because of who? Because of who now? I don't tell you say grand. Oh no. See pay. Unanjaka no. They'll put gun for her head. Don't worry. That mommy that carry don't cry for ground zero. When I begin to be killed on daily basis. I mean they shed tears. I mean they cry. Some poor mommy they way. Na normal widow. Massa don't die. It gets small two boy begin there. Where any look okay, did two them so my massa then now. They'll tell my massa. When I don't go food they begin there, they don't enter, but they don't kill them. That mommy now go survive now. Mommy wait there 60 years. How you go do feed? Who go give you chop?